let's duplicate that tab. The joys of doing this really, really quickly. All right, done. Let's just jump straight into it. Welcome everyone. This camera is facing way down, and I'm hoping everyone's going well today. How's my sound going? Just because I had to fiddle around with a lot of the options to see if it was any of the options that was causing grief. Turns out I just needed to restart the whole system again. Something just went wrong. So yeah, and start this up in safe mode. So yeah, let's try and remember where I was last week also. All right. Oh yeah, we're putting this into the back end, weren't we? And we came across an issue. Okay. It's all coming back to me. Sorry, it was Friday, which I streamed last. Was hanging out with the carpenter on Monday, which was nice. So yeah. Finally get to meet people in person, which is nice. Alright, cool. So I know I hit an issue. I've forgotten what the issue was. I was meant to have a look at it on the weekend, and just time flew by me. Source VM bin activate. Oops. npm run watch. Cool. So yeah. How are you doing, Nocturnal? Hopefully you're doing well. And hopefully the music's at a good volume. Uh-oh. Oh. Cool. I do have to turn it down on my side. Alright, let's see what this error was again. Let's bring up this. Let's put that to the left. And what were we doing? We were... Let's log in as team member. Or team leader. Scheduled options. Let's create a new scheduled item. Let's go object type is task. And then monthly reports. Schedule. Monthly reports. And then we've got no end data. Let's say it just goes monthly. No end date. Let's create project. Let's go on the network tab, make sure we've got nothing there, and hit reload. And yeah, this is the error we've got. So the error is too many values, expected 2. So I think I've got something wrong somewhere. So my guess is in the form. So this is the new scheduled object form. So we've got days before, day, number of repeats, schedule frequency. Oh, we need object end date, don't we? So we've got object end date, yep. Object start date, group list, UID. Let's why can't I right hand click? I want to take data from Excel and plug 2D kernel density estimation in Python, but it says there are too many values to unpack expected to. When you're getting this error from your code, it helps to pose the actual traceback. Yeah, let's have a look. So, going over here, get response. Yep, cool. Wrap callback. Yep, sweet. So it's hitting the form is valid. Okay. Okay. Now I don't know which field is causing this. So we've got object type, object title. Let's go back into the request. We've got object type, object title. Oh, and we've just hit our first ad break. All right, cool. Welcome. I do hope everyone's going well tonight. Yeah, sorry we're running late. Technical issues, and I accidentally hit the wrong button at one particular point. I was like, what? Whoopsies. Now, we've got Socks here at the moment. So there she is. Aww. Yeah, she wants attention. It's been cold today, so she's been wanting more snuggles than usual. Yeah. I've got my Rubik's Cube, which I really shouldn't have on my desk because I just fidget with it too much. I can't help it. I need to solve it. Oh, don't attack the camera, sweetie. I do need to get a new camera. I've been looking at new cameras and been like, alright, yep, I should get a new camera sometime soon. So, yeah. Alright, welcome back, Socks. Are you going to say hi, Socks? No? No? Alright, you just want to paste, don't you? There you go. Don't step on the mouse. Right, there you go. And anyway, we've got about 7 seconds left of the ad, and she sits on the mouse. I purposely moved it away from you, Socks. And welcome back, everyone. Okay, cool. We're going to have this camera kept here just as evidence that I moved the mouse and Socks loves to sit on it for some strange reason. So, one of these things is broken. And we're going to figure out what. Okay. So object title, object description, organization. That's one. Yep. Object start date, object end date. I think she's starting to hate this camera. Yep. She'll knock it off soon, and then one day the camera will just stop working again. Alright, yeah. Okay, oops, can you stop? Alright, so number of repeats, 0. Oh, we should put that as a -1. But we'll fix that in a minute. We've got days before is undefined. So I think we should fix up that. Number of repeats and days before. I'm doing good. Yourself? All good. Don't worry, I had massive sound issues. I was meant to start about 20 minutes ago, or maybe half an hour ago, and I realized that none of my soundboard was jumping up and down. And now, thanks to Socks, I am now in a Dutch angle, which I'll fix up in just... there it goes. She's going to jump up there, and I can see it right now. Just right here, looking, planning. There you go. Oh, wrong screen, workstation. I had the right screen. Yeah, can't complain. So I'm going to fix up this issue. So I'm going to close all tabs. I'm going to have a look at the new schedule object. Sorry, just going. I'm going to default a few things. So straight off the bat, the days before. We got the days before modal. That should be a 0. Okay. Oh. Okay. There we go. That's a weird bug. How it's undefined. Let's double check that this is right. Let's go this dot days before modal. Okay, cool. So that should be correct. Let's actually have a look at the view. itself. Let's go view. Let's go new scheduled object. Days before model, undefined. Because that should be a nice 0. All right, let's find out where it is. So we've got one there. We've got one there. Update scheduler frequency. Ooh, all right. So we're just not sending it up. So days before model. So we got it there. Days before model. Yep, is 0 and there. Days before model is there. Yep, cool. So we're just not sending it up. So if we go send upstream, we should have days before model. This dot days before model. All right. Let's hope that works. And how are you, Nocturnal? Hopefully you're good. All right. That should be working. That should be working. That should be working. Let's just hit refresh. And we should see the days before model is now 0. You're all right? Oh, that's good to hear. Let's go monthly and let's type project. Let's just put in the key sort of stuff. Nothing serious. Let's go create. Ooh, we still have the 500 error. And let's see the response. Too many values to unpack. All right, cool. So we did fix one issue. Now we've got to fix another one. Okay. Now, in theory, that should be fine. That one should be fine. That one should be fine, where we've got nothing in there. All of this should be fine. So yeah, I don't know what's broken, but what we could potentially do is my old favorite trick. Comment everything out and then get it working and then find out where it breaks. So under NearBeach, we want the forms. So this is the whole entire form thing at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, oh, I hate that bloody bug. I'm just doing that. Hitting save. I'm going to stop and rerun this. The reason being is that was stuck on an error. And then I'm just going to resend. Line 82. So everything worked. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to slowly turn these back on. Once again, just resend that data. Too many values to unpack. All right, cool. So we think it's part of the day. So what I'm also going to do is I'm going to uncomment these and double check that it's only day. So right hand click, resend. Too many values to unpack. There's something else in here that is causing a problem. Number of repeats should be fine. I think it's this one. Scheduler frequency. And what I'm going to do, right hand click, resend. There you go. Yep, cool. Scheduler end and scheduler start date. Having problems. So we're actually missing those two variables, which we need to put in straight away. So we might as well do that right now. So going back up to scheduler frequency when we actually send the data. Sorry, not frequency, this one. When we send the data, we are all right. Now this is the scheduler start date and end date. The end date in itself is not required, so we go over here. So scheduler end date required equals false. As for the start date, yeah, we need that to be pushed through. So we do have them here. And I'm pretty sure object start date, where's the schedule end date? Okay, they've got to be in a certain format. Socks, I need to, thank you. All right. So are we all taking bets when my webcam stops working? Like, will it be in 1 month or 2 months? And how long till Socks actually knocks off the webcam? Are we thinking this stream? All right, monthly start date and yada yada yada. 400. No, that's not the format I wanted in. All right, give me 2 seconds. How am I doing this properly? This dot end date model. I think I'm overcomplicating this. All right. Because, yeah, I'm just doing that up here. Now we wait 1 or 2 seconds, we hit refresh. All right, sweet. So what we want to do is we want to type everything in. I'm just going to do monthly, create new project. It's not a function. Oh. How are we doing this then? All right. So, how's this object start date different? So let's have a look at the view. Object end date model is in that format. The end date is in that format. All right, let's see what we're doing. So what we want to do is we want to go down to our between dates. We're updating the dates. Object date start model. Object start date model. Okay. We did do that before and it complained. But what we could potentially do new date this dot end date modal. Cool. Const scheduler start date equals new date this start date modal. And then scheduler all right. That should do it. Because we're now doing the same format up here. Oh, piss. Scheduler end date, scheduler start date. All right, so it's in this format. It's in that format too. At this particular point, I'm just going, why? Like, what's wrong with this? All right, we're going to have to put a breakpoint on this. We're going to have to find out what exactly the error is. Sadly, with Django, when you return these type of errors, it doesn't give you much detail at all. It does if you do it through a different method. So, for example, if you render in... Sorry, I've just taken my dressing gown. If you render in the form itself, it will do it on the form. But because we transfer it into a HTTP error, it just gives us the fields, which is really annoying. And I will eventually one day figure out why it's doing that and work around it. But at the moment, it's not the highest priority because what I want is something different. So let's go into our views. Let's go into our scheduler. Let's look for our form is valid stuff. Let's put a breakpoint there. Let's actually right hand click and let's resend this. We're not on debug mode. My bad. All right, let's resend. Let's hit this. All right, sweet. So we've got our post. We're going to hit refresh. We've got our forms. We're going to hit bump again. And now we've got our forms errors. So I'm going to open up this little forms down here. I'm going to go error class or errors and be like, all right, cool. Let's open up our error class. So for over dot errors. Let's open it up. Enter a valid date. All right. It's wanting a valid date. That is weird because if we go into our request, so we've got scheduler end date. Scheduler end date. There's our date. That is valid. That is a valid date. That is... And in reality, we're dealing with time zone issues here. And I'm just trying to think, oh, I think I know the problem. This is date time. This is date field. Alright, I think I see the problem now. Yeah, sweet. JavaScript format date. to date string. All right, sweet. Let's play around with this. Let's remove all of this. Let's go a equals new date. All right, and it's going to be today, June the 5th. So if I go a to date string, it's going to be like that. And hey, Jay the developer, how are you going? Hopefully you're going well. How are things? How are things going? You good? Oh, that's good to hear. I'm assuming it's morning for you. I keep forgetting where everyone is in the world. I'm terribly sorry. Alright, so we don't want that. So what we want is a to date ISO string. No ISO string. In New Zealand, every time. Oh, fair enough. Sorry, I'm terrible with remembering where people live. I'm horrible. I'm sorry. Well, it's. How's your evening going at least? How was your day? Same island as Coppinger, just not the same city. Ah, fair enough. I saw him on Monday. Great guy. It was a great evening. So yeah. Oh, alright, I'm gonna put this over here. I'm fidgeting way too much. Alright, so we could use Luxon to translate this. And what we could do is, and we've got to Django date field format. And let's actually have a look at what it wants it in. Okay, so let's have a look at Django forms. I'm trying to convince myself to work on some new project. Ooh, all right. As in, like, are you ditching an existing project to work on it, or is it a project that will you work with it, or is it completely new? You've never had a new project or anything like that, or you finished another project and you just want some time off or something like that? Do tell. All right, HTML forms. What we want is we want date field. All right, cool. Let's click on that. Class date field, default widget, date input. String format in a particular date format. All right. In this sort of case, what I want to do. So yeah, I think it's got to be formatted like this. So JS, JavaScript, format date into year, month, day. It's my flavor of the month project because ADHD. Oh, fair enough. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I still work on NearBeach due to Stockholm syndrome. So yeah. And a lot of people have so many unfinished projects and stuff like that. Meme about unfinished projects. Here we go. So yeah, here it is, side project. There, we are nearly done. Just a few more hours and this thing will be up and running. Oh wait, I had an idea. Let's try that new framework just for fun. I nearly said just in time. Anyway. And then you look back and he's got massive amounts of projects and stuff like that. Yeah. Nothing wrong with starting a new project at all. Yeah. You have finished 3 projects at least. Hey, there's 3 more finished projects than me. I haven't finished NearBeach. So, yeah. I started another one the other day. Ooh, do tell. So, yeah. What is your new project that you want to do? Oh, is it just that simple? We want to remove... Yeah, we want to be careful at time zone. So the top one, wherever that example went, the top one doesn't quite work. So if we go into console, let's clear all of this. Let's clear all of this. Let's go A equals new date. Cool. Let's actually set it as a dot set hours, and let's set that at 8 a.m. So that will be at 8 a.m. this morning. So if I go a dot get, if I go a dot to ISO string, you'll notice that the date itself changes to yesterday. We don't want that, because we're assuming that this is time zone in specific. There's no time zone data in here whatsoever. The one I started just scraping PDF for drug ingredients to make them easier to search. Oh, fair enough. Sounds kind of fun. I'm assuming you've got a massive table of drug ingredients. All right, cool. So a.get time zone offset is -600. So what they're saying is, oh, they're doing this really complicated. Oh, all right. I think in this sort of case, what we kind of want to do is we kind of want to do this. A.getDate, which would be 5 because today's the 5th. A.getMonth would be 5, which, yep, all right, cool. A.getYear. A.getFullYear, sorry. So we're just got to put that in a particular way. A website full of leaflets. Ah, fair enough. All right. I mean, I could do this pretty easily, because if memory serves me correctly, we are going to view. We do have new scheduled objects. So we got the end date model and the start date model being like that. We could do this. All right, because we'll have the offset. All right, let's play around with this first. So let's clear the data. So we've got our A date. If we have our off, I'm going to call it O, is A.get time zone offset. All right. And then let's say we've got the B date. So what we want to send is new date, A.get time minus offset times by 60 times by 1,000, I think. Yep. Right. Offset up. Yep. Hang on. We keep that as O. And then what we want to do is B dot to ISO string. And then, yeah, we got the date like that, and that's perfectly fine. And then we just go dot split simply by T, and then zero that out like so. All right, cool. All right, don't forget to drop everyone. We got a beat Nightbot. Socks is currently pacing at the moment. Oh, and we just had an ad break. Okay, cool. We're gonna go into ad time. Yeah, Socks just won. There you go, sweetie. You won. All right. Cool. I'm going to do some weights during these ads. It has been a little while. Alright. I've got to lose a lot more weight. So I'm definitely riding into work tomorrow. I'm not counting these. I really should start counting these. See how many I can do within a minute. Try and beat myself. Alright, 25 seconds to go. Alright. 15. These are getting heavy now. Alright. Anyway, welcome back everyone. Alright. So, getting back into the workstation. So, what we want to do is, we want to convert these. The good news is we have this data. All we need to do is program it in. So what we need to do get time zone offset, and then we minus offset times by 60 times by 1,000. Like so. So that should give us what we want. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these as let. Socks, stop it, stop it. Say hi to everyone. Yeah, I'm gonna have them as that, and the reason being is I'll actually do this out here. So scheduler end date will equal scheduler end date dot to ISO string dot split by t, and then we want the 0th one. Socks. Thank you, Socks. All right, I'll have to fix that in a minute. All right, we're doing the same thing here with the scheduler start date. Now, I don't know why that's coming up with red. I don't know why. Anyway, what I'm going to do is first, I'm going to fix this web camera. All right. Cool. And Socks is prowling, looking for another chance to knock the web camera off. Say hi to everyone, Socks. She's like, nah. She's like, nah. Gonna cause some trouble, aren't I? Yes, you are. Okay, there you go. You're getting pats, sweetie. Yes. That. I'm getting pats. Okay. Now, if you want to be good, you can stay on the desk. Otherwise, you're getting kicked off the desk. All right, so that should all be fine. We do the conversion up there, and then it's just as simple as like grab those variables. So if we go over here and refresh now, we just go task, 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 like that. Then let's do monthly. Let's hit create new project. All right. Let's go network. End date and start date. Still. All right. Doesn't like that format. Okay. So let's see. Date field, class, date input. All right, empty value none. A date time normalizes to a yep. All right, that's what we want. Validate, given that the value is either or string formatted in a particular date format. Okay. Initerable formats attempt to convert a string into a date time date object. That should work in theory. I have it's because it's been such a long time since I've done a date time thing. That's just a date. I've forgotten how to handle this properly. Oh, socks. Stop your squirming. You're getting false cuddles if you keep running around the desk. Okay. Don't try and break that. Okay. Let's go to the forms. Schedule in date. All right, cool. Let's format. Oh, even then, no. Input format C. Oh, hang on a minute. Okay. Resend. Perfect. That was it. I was just doing something stupid. Alright, so I didn't need to do the formatter at all. The default formatter is the best one in this sort of case. We also want to state that the requirement is false. Alright, sweet. So now we've got to do a choice field. So let's close all of these. Let's go Django choice field. So the choices, socks, don't break that. Let's copy this. Let's actually Google this properly. So socks. Okay, so we got the choices separate up there. It's one of these. It's not one of those. Alright, cool. Just double checking this. Form fields. Choice field. Okay, choices. Either an iterable of 2 triples to use as a choice for the field for this enumerable type. All right, yep. All right, cool. So I've just got this formatted wrong. Easy done. Let's start with this. Easy done. Let's do this quickly. All right. Cool. Let's just test with one of them instead of doing both of them at once. So we're going to go back here. We're going to right hand click and we're going to resend. And what we've got is, I'm going to remove this. I'm just going to hit play. And it works perfectly fine. So yeah, great. Oh, cool. Cool. So yeah. Let's fix up this one very quickly. Let's get rid of that. Ah, muck that up. All right, easy done. So if we wait just a couple of seconds, let's hit resend. We've got a 400. We've got day. So if we go into our request, we've got day is, all right. In this sort of case, what we want to do is required is false. All right, let's have a look in here. Form fields, empty value. Yep. All right. Default select, yep. Normalizes to a string. Validates that any kid. Yep. And in this sort of case, what if I do that? Because we do have a required is a false in here. But I guess the front end's not discriminating what data it sends to the back end. We've simplified the front end to just send the data, and then the back end will handle it. Why did I need a refresh? I didn't. Did not at all. So I'm just going to quickly fill all this out. We're just doing monthly. Yeah, let's say we start on the 6th. To create new project, and it's done. All right, cool. It's happy. Yeah, the good news is what it'll actually do is it'll look at what of these it wants to deal with, and then deal with that data at the back end instead of having to do it at the front end and the back end. And if you'll notice, if I do select day of the week and I pick a couple here, and then I go monthly, and then I go create project, we have a 400 issue because it's the day. P-O. Sunshine. But we'll fix that up right now. And you'll notice that single day gets sent. The day will be sent also. Object type, title, description, organization, start, end, UID group, days before, day. As you see, everything's here. I don't know why that's failing. Because this one's working fine. Guess we'll just put the thing on very quickly and find out why. We do want to set this all up so everything works at the moment. And then once it's in, we can finally set up the scheduler. Then once that's done, we're doing Django Celery. In which case you guys get to see me actually read the documentation and stuff like that. So great fun. But we're not there yet. All right. Cool. So, straight off the bat, there we are. Sorry, resend. We're going to hit this. We're going to be like, all right, cool. What's wrong? I've just hit that thing way too many times. All right, errors. Select a valid choice. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday is not one of the available choices. Yo, I've got it. I've got it. No, this is pretty easy to fix. Let's jump into here. What's actually happening is we're just sending that date without actually appending it properly. So this day, we're just going this day dot day model. All right. No, we're not meant to do that. That is not meant to happen. So what we've got to do, remove this. Loop through day model and append to data to send. So what we need to do is this dot day model dot for each. Data to send dot append, and this is where we got day, and then we got single day. That's all we need to do. Pretty easy stuff. Now we wait a couple of seconds for everything to reload. We go back in and we go, all right, cool. Let's set up a project. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's go to this. Let's actually do day of the week. And then when we hit create project, you'll notice this will work now. Set up view. What? But in here, you'll notice that there's a couple of days. There's day, day, day. As for, and 200 posts. Oh, set up view. That's what I am sending back. All right, because I haven't set up the view yet. All right, cool. Let's bypass all of this. So, let's just do a quick test. Let's make sure all of this is working. We can get rid of this. Let's do number of repeats. Let's bump that up. Let's check that out. We're not getting a error, so that is fine. The idea being is if this does actually work, it'll actually get the date, the schedule ID, and actually send us to that schedule ID. So we don't want errors, success notes popping up here. Actually, or do we? Who knows? All right. Let's actually test that theory out. I was not meant to do that. Let's go into here. Let's throttle the network down to GS RPS. Let's go test project. Yeah, I remember what's meant to happen. So when we create, alright, yeah. Cool. So a lot of NearBeach was cached. Alright. That happened pretty quickly. Alright. So let's do weekly. Let's do end date. Let's do a Tuesday. Yeah, all of this is fine. What we'll end up doing is we'll end up creating a unit tests and so forth like that. That will test all these forms and the permutations and so forth like that. Fortnightly should be fine. Monthly should be fine. Yep, start of the month should be fine. So I'm happy. So yeah, all those permutations should work. So now we've got this. So currently we've got setup view. We haven't done much of anything else. So this is where the case statements come into play, but Python, yeah, 310. Okay, and if we have a look at the history of Python and have a look at 3.8 will finish this year, I think. Yeah. 3.9 will finish next year. So it isn't until next year that we want to actually implement these switch statements, because we still want to actually support these two versions of Python. So yeah. All right. And we're close. I know, even if we were this close to actually ditching it and so forth like that for 3.8, we're not going to do that, because just in case someone is still on that version, we don't want to be like, oh, you got to upgrade. No, we want to support this until it's finished. It's one of those things we can make a note of. So yeah. Cool. So what we want to do, we want to close all those. And what we want to do here is we want to create a new scheduled sort of object. So submit schedule. Hang on, I'm just going to import it. Scheduled object. Yeah, all right, cool. So straight off the bat, we've got the change user equals that. That's perfectly fine. This is where we use the if statement. So we want to jump over into forms. We want to actually essentially copy all of these. We're just going to paste them in. We're going to do. I'm going to change that if. It'll be form.cleanedData equals, and then that. Now, with the clean data, I keep forgetting what it's called, that particular field. So I'm just going to hit escape. That will do all of that. That is perfectly fine. We're going to jump over here. We're going to open up our network tab very quickly. We're just going to hit submit. It's not going to work, but that's fine. I just want the request. Come on. All right, form.cleanData. We just go into the forms. Schedule a frequency. Like so. And then what we want to do is we just want to do that and go add code. Yeah, we'll clean this up in a minute. All right. So we're essentially got this, and depending on what frequency it is, depends what fields we're actually editing it and so forth like that. So straight off the bat, what we actually want up here is schedule a frequency. This is where we realize the models might be slightly different. So we go into models. We go scheduled objects. So last run, next run, number of repeats, run count is active, frequency. And this is where I look at the models. And realize we've got it set up like this. All right, not a problem. I've just realized with the forms, we didn't need to do this. What we need to do is import it. So from object template type, what we need is scheduled object frequency. QRSRs. Okay. Like so. We want to go all the way down here. We then want to go and go schedule object frequency. Cool. That just cleans up the code a little bit. And it also makes it so that this is only editable in one place. Which is what we want. As for the if statements, we still need those in here. But what we can do is form.cleanData, and then we've got schedule a frequency. All right, so we're happy with that being keyed in there. So at break time. All right, cool. I'm hoping everyone's going well at the moment. So yeah, we're getting this done and dusted. Hopefully, Celery won't take too long to implement. It might be one of those things that hopefully the hardest part is implementing it into the Docker build, which, fingers crossed, is just us importing a thing and then stating, hey, if no one set this up run at this particular time. Otherwise, if someone set up something to run at what time, and so forth like that. So yeah, we will give the users the ability to change what time they want it run. We just got to figure out how. So yeah. Anyway, Socks has calmed down a little bit. She's no longer taking up the camera feed. So here she is in her bed. I'll just tilt the camera and there we go. All right, there she is. Getting lots of pats at the moment. So yeah. All right, and welcome back, everyone. So we'll keep Socks on the camera. Should be happy. Okay, so we've got our models. So scheduled object ID, last run, that is going to be blank. That's perfectly fine. Next scheduled run, that is going to be the start date. Most likely. This is where I've got to figure things out. So let's actually, and don't forget to drop everyone. I'm doing Max licking his lips. Let's go to Xcali draw. Let's think about this. Okay. Now this might not be a problem, but I'm going to write the problem anyway. Okay, let's say the days we're running. If this thing will let me click on the little, yep, there we go. Let's say the days running will be Monday. And let's say the start date is going to be, let's say the 9th. So the 9th of June, 2024. Now, as a side note, that's a Sunday. I don't think this is going to be a problem. Okay, in our system, what we want to do is when the 9th hits, we look at days, we go, all right, cool. So current date is greater or equal to the start date. That's going to be a tick. And then the current day is in the days array. All right, cool. So when we hit the 9th, this one happens, but this one doesn't. So that's on the 9th. Then on the 10th, even though, all right, on the 10th, we hit this one, and then Monday is in that array, and then, all right, cool. And then we look at that, all right, sweet. And then we update those other fields. Okay, cool. So next scheduled run we still want that as the start date by default, because it doesn't matter. And then we just keep updating this date according to the rules. think so. I'm just having a quick think in here. I think we need the start date and end date definitely in here. And the next scheduled date run, that's just going to be information for the person to look at. Yeah, so date created. Let's just put in start date. And that's just going to be a date field, end date. Yeah. And I'm just going to move these up here. And then we've got the next scheduled run. That's just a piece of information for the user that we can sort of calculate that out as we go along. Okay, cool. So going in here, start date will equal, and with the models, blank equals true, null equals true, blank equals true, null equals true. Sorry, the start date for this one. This will need to be calculated, but that's fine. We're just wondering how I can calculate that. Oh wait, that one is meant to be blank. Start date one, I don't want to be blank. All right, cool. At the moment, I can just put that as a start date. That's perfectly fine. So in here, we want start date equals form.cleanData object start, scheduler start date. Now, end date equals form.cleanData scheduler end date. Now, I don't know if that will still work if we've still got everything blank. I think it will. And then at the moment, we're going to go next scheduled run equals form.cleanData. Actually, no, we're going to find out how we can solve this problem. So what I'm thinking is going with this same problem here, what we could potentially do is for the date itself, but what if they put through nothing? We can't put through nothing. And hello, Ginny, how are you going? Welcome, welcome. Welcome to my stream. You haven't seen my project management system yet, have you? So, yeah. How's it in if it's Singapore, if I remember correctly? I'm terrible remembering where people live. Absolutely terrible. So, yeah. Anyway, this is NearBeach. Currently, we're building a scheduler tool. And this is my cat, Socks. She's been a bit naughty tonight, but she wants to be on web camera. Let's get back to NearBeach. So, this is NearBeach. Currently, we're building a scheduler. So the idea being is you can set it up so that it will produce either monthly projects or tasks for you in a scheduled sort of way. The other thing which NearBeach can do is it can gather basic basic customer and organization data, and she's just moved away, so I'll just put myself on. You can create your own Kanban boards. You can create projects and tasks. You can gather user requirements and break them down into requirement items. And you can also, when you're ready to deploy, you've got the request for change. So yeah. Singapore? Oh yeah, hot and humid as always. Ah, fair enough. I mean, if it makes you feel any better. Actually, in my room at the moment, I can turn that down. In my room at the moment, it's 22.6 degrees Celsius. That's with the little heater going, but otherwise I think it is about 14 at the moment. So let's have a look. Melbourne weather. Actually, it had it down there. So currently at the moment, it's 15 or 9 or 12. I think 12. 12 degrees. I'm reading that correctly. It's going to get down to 9. Ooh, single digits. Tomorrow's ride-in is going to be cold. So, yeah. And welcome, by the way. How are you going, Chinny? Okay, I don't know why that popped up, that little error. Because the backend and stuff like that. Anyway, going with this little problem. So if we've got the day... Okay, we need to check. We need to double check because someone might hijack the form and cause the server to loop out of control. So check to make sure there is a day, and then just a simple for loop. Just to check when the next day is going to happen. I think that's just going to be the easier one. In fact, the for loop, we should limit it down to a maximum of 7 days. Or 6 days, really. And then when we've got the day, what we do is we're like, all right, cool, that's the day, send it back into the form, and so forth like that. I think we can build that out as a function. Going great. I just knocked off from work. Fair enough. Yeah, I stopped work about 2.5 hours ago. It's 8 a.m. here. 8 p.m. Sorry, 8 p.m. So yeah. I know you're 3 or 4 hours behind. Time in Singapore. 2 hours behind. I'm way off. Way off. Alright, cool. So, going back into... Sorry, I'm just trying to catch my head. And so, next scheduled run, we'll calculate that. Alright? And... I mean, that's just a bit of information for the user. So at the moment, I'm just going to go blank equals true and null equals true. The reason being is this won't be anything any of our sort of formulas rely on. This will be nice information to have for the user, especially if they look at the database type of things. So, going with that, number of repeats we need. Default is -1. That's perfectly fine. Run count, that's always the default is going to be 0. We're not going to worry about the run count. Is active, that's going to be true. Frequency, yep, that's just the frequency field. We've just filled that out. Frequency attributes. So this is going to be a JSON field. This is where certain fields will need to fill in. So for example, the day itself will fall into here, which, yeah, cool. So the day will fall into here. Object template, yep, foreign key, that gets connected to another thing. So we need object template in here. Equals submit object template. That's all we need. Date created is automatically created. All of these are automatically, well, apart from this one, all of these are fine. So going from the top again, so this one's automatically created. The last run is going to be blank by default. Start date, end date, we've just filled those out. That one we're not going to worry about at the moment. Number of repeats, that's, yep, that will run count, that's automatic, that's automatic. That we've done. That will be filled out. Object template. Ooh, all right, object template. That, yeah, we've just done that one and that one. All right, sweet. So I need to make those migrations very quickly. So I'm just going to jump over here. I'm going to do this. I'm going to go Python 3 manage make migrations. Now we've got a bunch of errors happening, and that is just because we've got a bunch of errors in here. So we are just going to comment out that bit of code very quickly. All right, provide a one-off default value. Ooh, what is this? The start date. Up. Provide a one-off. So A equals date time dot date dot date. Date time dot date dot date. Yeah. Perfect. All right, Python 3. So I just needed to fill that out properly. What will actually happen is I'll most likely delete the two migration files, and then I will essentially rerun the migration process because I haven't pushed any of this code, and then from there I won't need to do this properly. So manage migrate. Yeah, let's just remove the database. And let's remove those migration files. So that will be under NearBeach. Migrations. So we've got two little files in here. We're just going to delete them. We're fine with that being deleted. What we want to do then is we want to go Python 3 manage migrate. Python 3 manage load data. We're loading our data from our fixtures, so NearBeach fixtures, and then the basic sort of setup. Ooh. Could not load NearBeach object. Cool. Python 3 manage make migrations. Oh, what? It's impossible to add a non-nullable start field to scheduled object without specifying default. All right, hang on. Give me 2 seconds. Let's remove database again. Let's see what, let's go to our code. So GitHub, NearBeach. All right, so we want to go into NearBeach. We want to go into our migrations. We're double checking. So this is what we've got in our main at the moment. So this is what we've got to fall back onto. And what I want to do, fixtures, let's go the basic setup. Let's see the raw. Let's copy this. Let's go into here. Let's go into basic setup. Let's just paste it in. So this should match up, the 29 and 29. 28. Oh, we did something in here too. All right, and then yeah, we made a couple of changes. All right, so delete this. That's fine. Remove the database. Python 3. This is all testing sort of data and stuff like that. Once again, we branched this all out. This isn't going to affect the code at all. In fact, this is going to help us clean this up because we only really want one migration file, not 3. because it causes more problems. So we've got Python 3 manage, migrate. We're loading in all the data. Python 3 manage load data, and then we have that set at NearBeach. Fixtures, basic setup. Oh, might not want to do that because Python 3 manage make migrations. There you go. Python 3 manage migrate. And then let's see if it loads in the data. It loads in the data now. Okay, cool. npm run watch. Sorry, whenever there's migrations, they're fiddly. Absolutely fiddly. So we've done that, and now we only have one migration file, which is good. User jobs, job sort number, which is not really what's actually happening here. We should have brought this user job out and all that kind of stuff, but that's fine. All right, going into here, let's go and we'll have to reload. That's perfectly fine. Expected an ID, yep, that's fine because we're not actually logged in. We're going to log in as team leader. We're going to put on dark mode very, very quickly. There we go. And we're going to start a new schedule. So we've got scheduled object, new schedule. We're going to schedule in a task, and let's say monthly reports. Okay, cool. And we're just going to do all of that. And let's say it runs on the month. Let's say it runs on the 1st. All right, cool. So creating projects. Let's go into here. No, wrong one. So set day of the week. So set day of the week, if memory serves me correctly, we want that object attribute sort of data. So we want to set this up. So inside it, we want to set up a simple day of the week. And that's just going to be an array. And we put all of our info in there, in here. Easy done. That's not going to be a problem. That's a simple for loop. And I'm just wondering if that's going to be in cleaned data. So I'm going to quickly do this. I'm going to hit a breakpoint here, and I'm going to test that out. So we've got, let's start with day of the week. Let's bump these in like this. Let's go create new project. So for those that are wondering what that looks like, let's go to the left. Let's hit this. We won't be able to do it here. We have to actually pass through this. So this should have cleaned all the data. We've got our form data down here. What we want to do, open up the form. We want to go cleaned data. We want to go and see day. We've got day down here, which is in an array already. So I'm just going to hit play. And then I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go submit. Let's go JSON object attributes. What do we actually call the field itself? That's scheduled objects. I've lost it now. Shoot. Start date, end date, next scheduled run, number of repeats, run count is active, frequency attributes. So what we want is we want to copy that. I'm going to paste that in. We're going to go JSON frequency attributes equals JSON dot hang on a minute. I think we want to do something like that. Hang on. Sorry, give me a second or two as I figure this out. So days of the week. And then what we want to do is form.cleanData and then days. So days of the week, got all that. Not 100% sure if that will work, but we'll figure it out. And then we want to add this in. So what we got is submit scheduled object dot, and this is frequency attribute equals, and then we want JSON dot loads, and then we just want JSON frequency attribute. I think. Not 100% sure that will work. Now, at the very, very end, what I want to do is I want to do the submit scheduled object. Oh, that's submit. Oops, I was meant to copy that. Sorry, I was looking at the wrong thing. Good thing I spotted that. Save. All right, so this is save. This is this. All right. Let's put that on as for a test. Let's right-hand click. Let's resend this. We've hit that breakpoint. Sorry, we've hit one above. We'll then hit this breakpoint. So we've got the JSON dumps. All right, that looks like that worked. Okay. That looked like that worked. Okay, going over here, let's go into database. So sorry about the brightness, I do apologize. So what we want to do is we want to go into sites, NearBeach, database 3, let's open up the browse data, let's go to NearBeach scheduled object down here, and if we have a look, this is a JSON array. Sweet, done. Sorry you guys can't see that. Let's put that over. So frequency attribute, that is a JSON array. So that's what we want. Cool. And my phone is going off like mental. I do apologize. I'm just making sure it isn't a problem. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right. Oh, and we've just hit an ad break. I'm so sorry. I should have done this through the ad break. I do apologize. Anyway, welcome those who don't get ads. So let's do some weights. Keep my dressing down into over there. All right. Okay, cool. So, how's everyone going? Hopefully everyone's going well. got about a minute left of ads. So, yeah, hopefully the audio is a lot better than before. For some strange reason, yeah, it just wasn't working. And then when I went to test it all, it was popping in and out and stuff like that. So a simple restart fixed all of that. So, yeah. Alright. I'm trying to remember our last time we did a release. It would have been a little while ago. Hopefully once we've finished this, and once again, I want to get this out as soon as possible. I want this sort of set up and then running to the point as a minimal viable feature to get feedback. And then I think adding in the ability to edit and stuff like that later. Alright, my arms. I'm getting tired now. Alright. Welcome back, everyone. Okay. Cool. All right. So we are hitting this. Everything's going perfectly fine up here. If we actually go to the front end, let's bump this to the right so you guys can see. So this is the data we're collecting. And that's done perfectly fine. Weekly. Weekly will have something similar. So what we want to do something like this. So weekly JSON frequency attribute equals JSON.dumps. And then what we'll have is the object, so day of the week. And that will be form.cleanData. And I believe that's just going to be day. Oh, hang on. Single day. Like so. And then once again, submit that equals JSON.loads. And then JSON frequency attributes. Now I've got to make sure that I do CLS equals JSON Django encoder. Like so. Easy done. You're alright, just trying to fix some tests. Ah, nice. Well, I'm hoping I get this out the door tonight. So, fingers crossed. Now, fortnightly, that's going to be the exact same. So what I want to do, oh, don't sit on the keyboard, sweetie. Test checking an error message, but the error message seems to be OS dependent. Ooh. Oh, that's annoying. Now, one thing I should do, down. Scheduler frequency equals form.cleanData scheduler frequency. All right. The reason being is if we have a look at this, we can get rid of a lot of this and make it simpler. Like so. I wouldn't know where to start with OS dependent errors. I'd be like, oh God, please, no. I've got enough with browser-specific stuff where certain browsers treat JavaScript slightly differently. All right, monthly. So with the monthly, we don't have any extra attributes or anything like that. That's saving as how we want it. Number of repeats. Oh, yeah, we've got to look at number of repeats and conditions. It's the same thing. Fair enough. Good luck. All right, monthly, start of the date, end of the month, extra days before end of the month. That's the other one we want to. So these don't have any special needs. This does. So what we need to do is days before. It's the same code as up there. JSON frequency. Days before, and then we just have form clean data, and then days before. Easy done. We want to make sure that the CLS is Django JSON encoded, and then once again we just go submit scheduled object frequency attribute dot JSON dot loads. Done. Well, unfortunately, it's just the exact nature of the path it returns. So I think I can just check the regex instead of the raw string comparison. Ooh, all right. Fingers crossed. Now, I could save about 3 lines. I could move this up out. No, I'll keep that in there. All right. So the next thing we've got is with the end date condition, we've got number of repeats. So if number of repeats equals, all right, cool. So handle number of repeats. So if, and this is where, am I still on add time? Yeah, I am so sorry. Forgot to change back. All right. At least there wasn't too many minutes. God, I can't believe I keep doing that. So, are we sending back the end date condition? Just having a quick think. I don't think we are. Stuff, it sucks. That's one thing which make this a lot easier. Because by default, the number of repeats is going to be 0. We're going to need to send that back, that information. So that's not going to be a problem. We can do that right now. So we go into the forms. What we want to do is we're going to go end date condition equals forms dot choice field, and in here we've got choices equals, and then we just open this up and we just go into here with like number of repeats. Actually, we've got no end date. Number of repeats. Yep, cool. Like so. And then we've got end date. Like so. Required is going to be a true. And then we just need to do this at the front end side of things. So if we have a look at the Vuex, sorry, I'm just putting this off to the side at the moment. So end-date conditions, condition model. All right. We've got it in that format. That's fine. We can change that. So data to send.set end date condition. Like so. I'm going to change these. So it's no end date, no end date, all with hyphens, number of repeats, and end date. All right, cool. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cheat. All right, do that. Okay. Cool. So that comes through. Form.cleanData end date condition equals no end date. We don't need to worry about anything there. So that'll be number of repeats. So that'll be, yeah, number of repeats. What we need to do is we've got the submit scheduled object dot number of repeats equals form dot clean data number of repeats. Easy. And then we'll have a simple elif form dot clean data end date condition equals end date. Submit scheduled object dot number end date equals form dot clean data end date. Sorry, that's scheduled end date. Like so. Cool. And that way it will follow on default for those particular things. We won't need to worry about end date up here at all. Like so. That way end date is going to be blank, meaning we don't need to worry about it at all. I'm liking that. And then, yeah, all we're worrying about is this stuff. Okay, and then we handle that. We've handled all of that, number of repeats and all that kind of stuff. At the moment, I'm going to go no date. And I'm going to test this one out. So monthly task, X days before the end of the month. Let's go 5 or 6. Let's create new project. We've got an error straight off the bat. We have end date condition. Because we haven't reloaded. Monthly task, reports. Let's go end days. No end date. All right, cool. Create end date condition. Piss. I had a spelling mistake. Not a problem. We just wait a couple of seconds. We hit reload. We refill out this form. So we just go task. So this is monthly report task. So for example, if you need to run some monthly reports manually and stuff like that, this task will be created. All right, we want extra days before end of the month. Let's say we want 5 days before the end of the month that this gets created, assigned, and all that kind of stuff. We create the thing. It's done that. I set back the setup view. So everything's working perfectly fine. So what we want to do is we just want to send back some JSON data. So if we go into the object scheduler, so it should have saved that. So if we go back here, I do apologize about the bright lights. If we go back here, we've got the start date. We don't have the end date. Sweet. We have number of repeats set to -1. Sweet. We've got the run count is active. Sweet. X days before end of the month. Sweet. We've got the number of days before. That is incorrect. So far our database says 0, but we actually have that set to 5. So I'm just going to have a quick look at this and go days before. Why is that 0? All right, let's have a look. Let's go into our view. Let's not go into mobile view. Sorry, let's get out of that. So new scheduled object, days before is 0. Even though this is, are we not sending that data upstream? That might be the reason why. So what we want to do is we want to go back into here. We want to go into our JavaScript. We want to go into wherever my JavaScript is. Source, JavaScript, components. We want scheduled. Object scheduler. Scheduler frequency. Days before, this model, days before. So if I bump that down, let's go further down into the children components. So we've got scheduler frequency. Days before 5. Do I not have days before? So what's actually happening is we're not updating the validness of this, and we're not actually sending an updated value upstream. So let's just hit refresh. Let's just wait 1 more second, hit refresh. Let's go task. Let's go monthly task. This is why we test. This should change in here. So I'm just going to hit the new scheduled object. This should automatic days before. So if I hit create new project, that will just work. New scheduled, save, response, setup view. Sweet. Let's go into here. Let's hit refresh. We've got days before, and now we've got our 5. All right, cool. Sweet. So we've got data being sent up here. I'm happy with this. This is what we need to do. This will also... Where's our foreign key? Object template ID number 4. Sweet, cool. So that's done, that's done, that's done. And I just dropped my pen again. Now we need to send data back. So we've got object stuff here. Cool. We only need to send the ID. So what I want to do is I want to remove this on JSON response, but all right, 156. Now I think I need I just need this. And then all I need in here, I might put this in on multiple different lines, just so when someone reads it, they're like, oh, okay, I see what's happening. So what we want is scheduled object ID. We only need to send this back. And then we need submit scheduled object, scheduled object ID. That's all we need. All right. So if I resend this, perfect. All right. Glad that worked. First shot. Yes. So excited. So we got that data back. So what we want to do is we want to be like wrong form. We want this one. Dude, I'm streaming. I'm gonna get rid of this. Redirect to the scheduled object information page. And at the moment, it's going to be 404. That is perfectly fine. So window.location.href equals, we're going to bump up these. We need this root URL. And then what we need is scheduled object information / and this is where we go and get the data. And what I'm going to do is const is I'm just going to go ID equals data dot response dot scheduled object ID, and I'm just double checking that that's scheduled object ID. And then I just want to key an ID up here and then do that. And the reason why I put that on 2 lines is otherwise this would get really, really big. And I just didn't want that to be a really long line. All right, Socks, you are looking like you're wanting to cause trouble, aren't you? She's like, no. Yes, you are. So this should work straight off the bat. Hold on. Build fail. Hold on. Do we not have root ID? A root URL we do have. Just we have to wait a few more seconds. That's perfectly fine. All right. Sorry, could not create scheduled object for you. All right, let's go console log data. Let's wait a couple of seconds. Let's hit reload. Let's wait a couple more seconds to hit reload. Object type project. So we've got data. So store as a global value. Temp response. Let's wait. I think I've got something wrong here. Yeah, usually, sorry. Got this around the wrong way. All right. Cool. Easy done. Refresh. Done. All right. Cool. So yeah, we can now submit something in there. We don't have the ability to edit yet. I'm happy to leave it there because what I want to actually do is I want to do more releases. I need to fix a couple of bugs and so forth like that. And this is, yeah, it's one of those things where you work on a feature for ages and you're just like, I just want to get this done now. I'm at that point where I need to get it out the door and stuff like that. So let's look at salary now. So I am going to bring this window open a little bit more so we can read most of the text. So yeah, let's get started. First steps with Django, using Celery with Django. Note, previous versions of Celery required a separate library to work with Django, but since 3.1, this is no longer the case. Django is supported out of the box now, so this documentation only contained a basic way to integrate Celery and Django. You'll see you'll use the same API as non-Django users, and so you'll recommend the first steps to Celery tutorial first and come back to this tutorial when you have working example. You can continue next step guide. So I'm just double checking one thing. So Django cron jobs. There's another one too, comprehensive guide to using Django cron tab for scheduling tasks. So there's cron tab. And this goes in the settings PY. And yeah, we'll be able to run something in it. Incoming ad break. All right, so the ad break hasn't started yet. Okay, Nocturnal, are you still there? Django schedule tasks or jobs. He must be working hard. All right. I need a scheduler to execute some functions 1 time a day, etc. And wonder if Django has a built-in scheduler or what's the go. So Celery, this is where I've heard Celery. If you're currently using Celery, then Celery Beats is a good option. Beyond that, you have a lot of choices. Alright. If the scheduled tasks are all you need Celery for, then yes. However, if you're already using Celery for other background tasks, then you need to take advantage of what you already have. Alright. However, if you haven't provided a lot of specifics about your requirements, not just, you will run into... Alright, cool. Thank you, Ken. I'm getting into a similar situation. All right, let's have a read. I'm new to Django web framework in general. I have an app that's set up and works perfectly fine on my local host. The program uses Twitch API to gather a bunch of tweets and displays them to the user. The only problem is I need Python programs that gets the tweets to run in the background every so often. This is where the scheduler module would make sense, but once I start local server, it never runs. The scheduler function. I tried reading up on cron jobs, just can't get it. How? All right, cool. So I've counted similar programs. App scheduler. All right, that's another option. Socks down. No. Okay, and all right, we've got ads. Cool. So hopefully after these ads, for those who are still here, I am still on that Dutch angle. Just wait. I'll try and line myself up. There we go. Perfect lining. I feels like I'm standing crooked, except when I do that. Oh, doesn't matter. Let's just fix this up. Okay, cool. There we go. All right, so yeah, this little troublemaker over here keeps knocking the camera. Little troublemaker. Yeah, you are. Whoop. Yeah. So yeah. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. So yeah, about 30 more seconds of ads. Yeah. And what's the time? It is nearly 9 o'clock. I do have to finish a little bit earlier today because I've got a deployment happening. Yeah, so I'll probably clock off just before 10 o'clock. And hopefully my VM doesn't shut off at 10. I think if I'm on it, it won't. Worst case scenario, I just turn it back on. All right, cool. Anyway, got a couple more seconds. Welcome back, everyone. Let's jump back straight into it. So, workstations. All right. So I'm still leaning on Celery. I'm sure it's a bit of overkill. So first steps with Celery. Celery is a task queue with batches included. It's easy to use so that you can get started without learning the full complexities of the problem it solves. It's designed around best practice so you... It's designed around best practices so that your product can scale and integrate with other languages, and it comes with tools and support you need to run a system in production. In this tutorial, you'll be learning about the absolute basics of Celery. I think we're not going to look... yeah, I think we only need the basics. We're not doing anything complicated. All we're doing... And this is a one day a thing. So if we've got a schedule, a cron job. All right. It's happening once a day. And it is hitting an endpoint. A method. And that's all it's doing. Apart from that, that's it. There's no web API for this. No endpoint like that whatsoever. So this is going to be very basic, very, very simple. Hopefully we'll get the function to run in a fraction of a second. So yeah, cool. So getting with Celery, in the tutorial you'll learn the absolute basics of Celery, learn about choosing and installing a messenger transport, installing Celery and creating your first task, starting the worker, keeping track of tasks through I think Alright, this is probably not what I want. Why do I need all of that? Okay, create user, create user, username. Yeah, alright. All I need is a cron job thing. I don't need to set up something that's Alright, which one is Oh. All right, this might not be all right. Ah. Yeah, we've just been here. Oh, I've just lost my pen. Wherever it went. I need something to fidget with. Alright, cool. Only support 3.5. Let's go to homepage. Alright. Salary's winning over Chrome. Django cron tab. 6 months ago. Why are we... All right, I'm using Django cron tabs. So here's my... All right. Okay, cron tab is out of there. All right. Celery is a distributed task queuing system that can be used with Django to perform asynchronous tasks such as sending emails, processing background jobs, and more. In this guide, I'll walk through the steps to integrate and use Celery with a Django project. Why am I dropping things so much tonight? Install Celery. Yeah. You'll need to install Celery and a message broker such as Redis or RabbitMQ. I don't want to do something like this. And the reason being is I don't want to overly complicate the deployment of NearBeach. I spent ages simplifying it and being like, all right, cool, this is it. If I'm going to have to be like, listen, you're going to need 2 different databases to get this to run, I'd rather pick another library. One broker to queue them all. And the one problem is if we have to do this, yeah. Yeah, I'm just leaning away from Celery. No, sucks. I need my keyboard. All right, cron tab. Everything is pointing back at cron tab. User enter someone's contact information. You'll see but doesn't send. When was this done though? 1 year, 10 months. Why? Alright, you need some background task manager and scheduler. Celery is for managing and executing tasks, and Celery Beat will help schedule the periodic tasks or cron jobs that will... Alright, let's have a look at Celery Beat. Alright, build status. Sweet. Version 2%. Yep. Alright, cool. About this extension... Alright. Yep, it extends on top of things. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Let's use it for background task processing. For example, I use Redis. Yeah, I don't want to... The one problem is, at the moment, I don't want people to modify their Docker Compose configuration to include all of this. Whereas all I was going to do is push this with the hidden option of being able to be like, all right, cool, you can set the time that this task runs. Okay. But yeah, this isn't ideal. And I don't want to open it up to an API or anything like that, because someone could just absolutely hit it. That is an option. Having an endpoint where you could potentially have it so that some logic app or some other external cron job will hit it. But then once again, we're getting the user to set up all of that information. We're not getting the users to set up all those settings. Don't you dare! Can you stop doing that? Back in your bed. Yeah, and the Django cron chat, Django cron tab does look like an option, but once again, this is something that looks like it hasn't been updated in 7 years, which dead simple cron chat, powerful job scheduling for Django. That's all I need. That's all I need. Yeah. Yeah, all right. Hey, sweetie. I don't know if there's... Let's have a look. Oh, I hate when that happens. You click somewhere else and it pops up what you need. And it's just like... Yeah, it looks like it stopped. A long time ago. And there's a bunch of pull requests. All right. All right, so we have a problem. Wait, get Get out of the way. All right. What cron scheduling plugin should we use? So yeah, this is difficult because I just don't know. Yeah. At the moment, I just don't know. And it might be one of those things that I have to just put on the back burner for a little while and be like, all right, cool. I need to do this, and this to be able to sort of fix it up. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Tell you what. Let's actually put this on Discord. So for those that don't know, socials, we have a Discord. I've got a Twitter. There's YouTube also. All of these VODs are going on there. All right, cool. Anyone have any suggestions on a simple cron job task scheduler for Django? Can run a method every 24 hours. Cool. Yeah, I was really hoping that Celery would do it, but I'm just a bit hesitant at the moment of implementing like Redis or something like that in there, which means that anyone who has NearBeach currently installed needs to do a little bit of work. Now, that's not going to be a problem if we're going from 0.31 to 0.32. If that were the case, then yeah, we would implement stuff like that and be like, all right, cool, these are the breaking changes, this is how you meant to set up for 0.32, and we'll have it all documented and stuff like that. But when it's a patch version, I just, yeah. And I'm not going to 0.32 anytime soon. So, and the reason being why is 0.31 is odd. So we focus on feature and bugs. Uh, 0.32 is even. Focus on bugs. So no real feature deployment for 0.32. So yeah, the idea is we'll get as much crunch as possible in the 0.32. So yeah, but usually, yeah. All right. Let's search the thing. Sorry, Socks, you are in the way again. Come here. No. There you go. Yeah, you get cuddles. All right. Oh, cool. All right. All right. Yep, cool. We understand the syntax. Yeah, they're using crontab again. Unless, am I mistaken? Let's. Yeah. And it's been almost 2 years. All right. What I could potentially do is I could potentially look at how this is set up and see if it is something I could easily implement. But I just don't know. Don't know. I mean, we could potentially use it, but I don't know if there's a security issue in this. Yeah. And considering a Python support, it stops at 3.5, I'm just like, yeah. Yeah, and that's also another problem. Okay. Can Docker run a cron job with Docker? Yeah, alright. Okay, I'm going to have to do some research on this, and we'll have to come back in another date for this. Not a problem. Alright, let's stop this. Let's go git status. Let's remove NearBeach static. Let's git, oh yeah. Remove NearBeach. Git checkout. NearBeach static. Git status again. Git add. Yep, git add all of those. Git commit. User now has the ability to create scheduled objects. And git push. All right, cool. Let's git checkout develop. Git pull. Making sure we've got our up-to-date code for this branch. We don't. That's perfectly fine. What we want to do now is remove the database. Python 3 manage migrate. We also want to go Python 3 manage load data. And thank you very much for the follow, Grem. I do hope you are enjoying my content as I try and figure stuff out. And we bump in all of our data, npm run watch again. So we're now back on our development branch. We can close all of these tabs because we just don't need them at the moment. We're going to minimize everything up here and we're going to close all of these tabs. And I am gonna show you guys. This is a huge document we've been working on. Look how big this document gets. This is us for the last 2 weeks working on this problem and stuff like that. I'm going to clear it. We no longer need it. Actually, I'm too impressed. Let's export it. Export image. Oh yeah. It's huge. I'm going to call it planning. Planning scheduled objects. And this is struggling, by the way. So yeah, a lot of this is just us working out, saying what we wanted to do and so forth like that. No. All right, it can do it as an SVG. There we go. All right, I am going to clear this now. Reset canvas, yes. All right, cool. Back from lunch. Ah, cool. All right. I have a question. So, I want to be able to run cron jobs. The idea being is it'll run once a day at a set time. Do you have any libraries that I should use? I've just had a look at Django cron tab, and it looks like it hasn't been edited in a long time. I've also had a look at Celery, but Celery is like, you gotta use Redis or something else, and I'm kind of like, I don't want to implement that sort of complexity into NearBeach at the moment, mainly because we're not jumping from a 0.31 to 0.32. That would be something that we could potentially add in there, because it would be breaking change. You got, yeah, gotta have a queuing system for Celery, yeah, and I just need something that's a cron job. Whether or not we could potentially have, because the most likelihood is people are going to install NearBeach through Docker or Podman. And I was thinking, is there an ability for us to actually write that cron job into Docker somewhere? All it needs to do is hit a particular method. I don't want to open up an API, like I don't want to open up a node or anything like that, just in case someone is like, all right, cool, we know this exists, we're just going to hit it, DDoS it, and then get the backend to do a lot of work. So yeah, it's a good question. Could you write a cron tab entry, although you'll then need to have it triggered, it triggered something. Yeah, I don't, I should have done a little bit more research before this. I was thinking, Celery, because I keep hearing about Celery, and then did a quick search, and it's like, Django cron tab, and then it looked like no one worked on it for ages, and I don't want to implement something that hasn't been worked on for a number of years. Just security reasons. Yeah, cheers. Thank you very much, Nocturnal. No rush. I am going to be jumping on to bugs at the moment, so yeah, I don't need it right now. All right, cool. Jumping into current issues. So currently we've got 25. Let's sort by priority. Sprints can't. All right, I need to still think about the sprints, and we've hit another ad break. All right, well, that was rather quick. Have I just been sitting here staring at the screen wondering what to do for the last half an hour? All right, honestly doesn't feel that long ago. This will be the last ad break tonight. I will probably have to disappear in about 20-25 minutes. But the good news is I can push, if I catch those ad breaks, I can push them back. Alright, let's do some weights. Okay. Gotta get strong again. seconds left. My arms are burning. Don't do this for a week and look what happens. I gotta do more and more exercises too. Oh, lost the rhythm then. Okay. About 15 seconds left. Alright, 10 seconds. Alright, 5 seconds. Alright. And welcome back, everyone. Alright. Cool. Let's make sure I click on the workstation. Okay, let's go. So yeah, I need to sit down and think about the sprints and so forth like that. So I've got an idea around those sprints and including requirement items. I need to implement it in the correct way. I need a day of sitting there and thinking about it. Users with read-only permissions. I need to think about that one too and how to tackle that one. All right, 403, access denied page does not have dark theme. All right, searching objects. I need to think about that one too. Sorry, a lot of these ones I need to think about. I just haven't sat down and thought about any of them. Extra permissions I need to think about. Update, alter, yep. My planner cannot tell objects are closed. Oh. I think we can fix this one. All right, so if I go to localhost and I log in as team leader, it's a nice little background there of Sydney. That's Thailand. All right. Okay, so what I want to do is straight off the bat, I am going to change this to dark theme. The one thing is, I do like the scheduler over here now instead of having the My Planner stuff up there. Let's add in an object. Let's go a task. Let's add in this task. Let's say it's set to today. Now, if I open up here, let's reload the page. So it gets everything. Yeah, it gets everything from, oops, not inspect, sorry, view page source. If we scroll down, it gets it when it loads it in, which is great news. So we just need to visit the view. We've got my planner. We've got the data rate, that's perfectly fine. We've got the object data, which is a prop. So that has higher order status, backlog. So if I can't double click on that to actually go to it, which is annoying. But if I go to the front end, I've got today's to do, which is the My Planner sort of stuff. It's in a different color. You go, all right, cool. I'm going to click on this. And then let's say, oh, I finished this. Let's just close this. Boom, it's closed. We go to the dashboard. This is actually closed. It's not showing that it's closed here. But if we go into the My Planner and refresh, you will notice under the My Planner, the object, we've got the higher order status is closed. So how will I visually state that this is closed? Now, one thing I could do is this bar up here, we can change its color. We can make it disappear. And another thing we could do is we can cross out the team. Just give me 2 seconds. CSS strike through. Text decoration. All right. Line through. So we could potentially do that. I'm going to say I don't like it strike through everything. I feel like the information we need is this one. Text decoration, line through, like that. Do we need, I think also, like so. That would make sense, but also I think visually we need to change the card itself. So if we click on the card, yeah, the card itself, we should have background color. You could write a command and then have systemd trigger it via timer. Ooh, all right. What is the base for the container? As in like the Docker container? All right. So we've got 2 in here. We've got the Dockerfile base, which is the one which installs everything. And then we've got the Dockerfile itself, which installs the NearBeach stuff. So I'm assuming it should belong in this one. Depends on if it has systemd or not. All right, so that would probably be the Docker base is where we would find that out. So 312 at Alpine. I don't know if it does. All right, so background color is the this one. It's a variable. All right. What I'm doing, copying that, get bootstrap, pasting that variable in. Realize that we have that one there. Alpine is pretty slimmed down, so probably doesn't have systemd. Might have to still have cron tab though. Okay. Alpine does not have systemd. Ooh. Okay. Oop, nope. I keep dropping my pen. Alright, I'm just going to go into my code quickly. I'm going to paste this in. I'm going to go home. I'm going to find this. Oh. I've got the wrong thing on. Yeah, I'm looking at all of that. That's the list group item. So if we untick that, oh no, that does the background. It goes into that. Ah, yep. I'm just having an idiot moment. No, don't go into the min. Thank you. All right, directory. We need to limit this down to source, and then. Oh. Okay. This group item. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's just one of these. Oops, sorry. One of these. And then you've got the active item and so forth like that. All right. CSS variables. SAS mixins. All right. Okay, not a problem. Because what we could potentially do. So let's look at computed. Background color. There's our computed color. So we're just going to copy that. We're going to click randomly and go, all right, cool, sweet. I did not mean to do that. Click that. Go rules. Go background color. What we're going to do is we're going to edit this. We're just going to put that in. That's fine. But this gives us the option of being like, should we just black that out? And if we go and add in a Kanban card, are we unassigned anything? Give me 2 seconds. Find object. Let's go Kanban card. Let's add the user. Cool. Ooh. All right, let's hit refresh. Let's say this one's closed. Let's go background color, black. I kind of like it, and not easy. Sorry, what low? It's not just low. Lowest. Yeah, I like that. And then yeah, all right. Just wait. Oh, sorry. Looks like you can still use cron jobs, but you have to enable the daemon on startup. Oh, all right. That might be a solution. The next thing we just need to worry about is how we can get people to sort of customize that cron job, because it'll be only one cron job. Whether we implement it as a config sort of change, and then if no one's set up the cron job, the scheduler just doesn't work. But But we can easily put that in the diagnostic tool, I think. Yeah, and then what we could do in the diagnostic tool on startup, we can double check that cron job and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Yeah, we've got a bunch of options. All right. Now that I've thought about this, I don't like that. That looks tacky. I mean, that would be harder to spot. I think you can add it to the Docker file for enable cronD. I mean, as far as making customizable, what do you mean? When it runs, for instance? Yeah, just when it runs. All right, I will probably need some help with this design. I feel like getting rid of this bar would work. You'd have to edit the cron tab. Yeah. I mean, worst case scenario, for the moment, we could easily just add in a default 12 o'clock cron tab. But the problem is, I don't know what time zone that Docker. I'm assuming it's UAT time zone for that time within the Docker container. So that would mean that the scheduled task could run at any time, anywhere in the world. Yeah. All right. I'm having a look at this bug. I feel like that's a good solution. I feel like it's subtle enough that you can be like, all right, it's done. I don't think having the background change works because you'll need something a lot darker than that. Yeah, this is to BS group. BS list group. I don't have that in here. Yeah, all right. I think that's, let's have a quick look. Text decoration. So what we want to do is I'm going to close all tabs. I am going to open up NearBeach. I'm going to open up source. I'm going to open up JavaScript. I'm going to open up components. I'm going to open up the my planner, and then my planner. So in here, we've got the header. It's all good. We've got the body. And then inside the body, we've got all of this. And welcome, Adrian Learns. How are you going? How was your stream? I need a... There we go. Drop Vim. Did it come up with a... there's no emoji for it. Damn it. Welcome everyone. So my name is Robotic Head. Yeah, sorry, the hand codes. There is a timeout, but do please try that emoji within about 5 minutes. So yeah, welcome everyone. I am Robotic Head. I'm working on a project management system called NearBeach. It's open source. You can download it and play with it right now. We're just looking at having a few little minor tweaks to NearBeach. So today what I'm doing is I'm trying to visually tell someone that this particular card here is now closed and how that will look compared to something that's still open. For those interested in NearBeach, NearBeach can gather basic organization customer details. You can create your own Kanban boards, gather user requirements. From there you can create projects and tasks, and when you're ready you can deploy using the request for changes. So yeah, how was your stream, Adrian? You could rewrite the file based on the time you're given. Ooh, that could work. Sorry, Nocturnal and I are talking about a problem with our scheduler. So the idea being is new functionality is being implemented into NearBeach where you're able to schedule up projects and tasks. The idea being sometimes you have monthly reoccurring sort of tasks. So for example, running those reports, crunching some data or something like that. Checked out Astro briefly. What's Astro? And yes, and I am working on figuring out what I can do for this. And so far, what I can think of is having... Ooh, my browser's really struggling at the moment. Shouldn't be. Text decoration line through, and the removal of this. It's a JS framework. Oh, nice. Yet another JavaScript framework. All right, let's have a look. I've had a look at it before. All right, I've absolutely forgotten. I'm terribly sorry. I want something that works well with React but isn't tied to Vercel. Ah, fair enough. Oh, sucks. Okay. I need a new project to start playing around with a lot of these other frameworks and stuff like that. Okay. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Well, you should give it a play one time. So yeah, at the moment, going back to this little problem, I think removing the green bar would do good. And then just crossing through the name itself, I think that would be the best sort of solution for this. It's something simple, it's something easy. yeah. And that way you can look at your planner and see what's done already. Yeah. I don't want to do anything too crazy with this. I mean, we can also get rid of the delete button. That way you can be like, all right, cool, it's all done and dusted, but then people can move it around still and all that kind of stuff, and sometimes you just need to clean up your queue. Yeah, all right. So going in here, what we have is we've got this div line. So what we want to do is we just want a simple v if. We want the element, I do believe, yep, element dot, and this is where we go over into our Vuex to double check the fields. So my planner, object array, we want higher order status. Does not equal closed. That's it. So element title. I'm just going to cheat here. I am just cheating. And then what we need to do is we need to add in this text decorated line and so forth like that. We just paste it in. I think that's all we really need. What we're saying here is, hey, if it's this, do this. In fact, we don't need to do that at the div statement. No, screw it. That's fine. Okay, so if we hit reload, yeah, there we go. However, I really want to fix up these lines. Yeah, all I need to do is key in that if... Oh, yeah, I've got to deploy soon. All right, so I'll make it to 10, and then I've got to disappear because I've got to do a deployment this evening. And then a bunch of other stuff. Can I run async tasks in Django? I think I can. Potentially. Ooh. What? Sorry, I didn't hit the ad break thing in time. I'm so sorry. For those that don't have ads, welcome. Yep, we do this during the ad break, so no one misses out on anything. Sorry, I didn't see the warning pop up. Usually I am a lot better at that. So, yeah. I was going to snooze it because, yeah, I was just going to be like, I have to finish at 10. So, yeah. All right, 23 seconds left to go. Let's see how we go. Cool. Hopefully everyone's going well tonight. So, yeah. I'm just having one of those nights where I just... because you could do something like this. Ooh. All right. Anyway, well, welcome back, everyone. I'm going to check out what this is. All right. Give me 2 seconds. I've got to do this. Oops. Ooh. All right. Let's zoom in for everyone. Sorry, it's on bright mode. Do I have... I don't have that screen darkener thing on here. Sorry. Oh, everyone's like, oh, God damn it, no. All right. Schedule, read the docs. So, eager to get started. This page gives you a good introduction to Schedule. It assumes you already have Schedule installed. If you don't, head over to the installation. All right, cool, sweet. Cool. Run a job every X minute. Run schedule every... Okay. Yeah. And I could do this because I can pass through a time. And potentially a time zone. And then just default them. That could work. And then I could use regex to... Yeah. Okay. I like this. Thank you, Nocturnal. Alright, I am definitely keeping this over here for the moment, and we'll get back to it. As for this piece of code, let's do this properly. Yeah, it's going to look nicer if we just extract this out like this. Like so. All right, cool. So what we want to do if closed, sorry, this has got to be in brackets, closed status equals closed, return, and then we return that that particular class. So we just go copy, we just paste it in, and everyone's happy. Otherwise, we return nothing, which is what we want. So yeah, that should be it. So we go back here, we hit reload. Perfect. All right, and that way we don't have a crazy if sort of statement and so forth like that. So what I want to do is I want to copy this. I want to go over here. I'm just canceling this. I'm going to go git status, git add everything kind of source, git commit, bug fix, paste that in, and then git push. And yes, hopefully I haven't broken any of my CI/CD. Then what we want to do, this will be in the newest version, so 0.26. This will be then ready for retesting. Cool. If we have a look in this, we've got that one. We've got @objects to sprint wizard still using table format. Yeah, we need to go through and implement the card format for those. That will, yeah, I want to do that sooner rather than later. Get those looking nice. Sprints can't show requirement items. Once again, I got to think about those. New task link wizard still using. Okay, so we've got table format for this particular one. Duplicate task on a single day in my planner. I need to think about that one too. So yeah, hopefully tomorrow I sit down and start thinking about these. I've just got to get my whiteboard out and just be like quickly on the whiteboard and be like, all right, this is the plan of attack. This is how I want to solve it. So yeah, so this will go down to 24. I need to also Braco. So for those that don't know, we're using Braco as the CMS for our marketing site. They've just released number 14 Braco releases. So they've released it just the other day. So we'll be doing an update to the newest in Braco very, very shortly. We'll also be doing some more content and pushing that content into our production version. So yeah, that will happen shortly. It's going to be a busy couple of weeks. So yeah, as I'm finishing up talking about our marketing site, NearBeach.org, we've got our new goals for June. Essentially what we want to do is implement the implementation of scheduled projects and tasks, which we're currently working on. That's one of the things we've got to figure out. We want to re-implement the story points back into NearBeach. So yeah, this will probably happen shortly. And we've got monthly ongoing sort of stuff, but we also want to focus on the documentation and some more unit tests. So yeah. Anyway, I better run because I've got to start deploying I've got a deployment. So let's, who should we hit? Let's go talk a bit. Yeah, it's one of those things where low risk of sorry, mute that. Low risk of the site going down, but because there is a risk, gotta do it. So yeah. Anyway.